A pit stop. Now we go full throttle.
Good evening, Garage Gang. It's your boy, Mr. John Guru in the house, and it's been a while since I've done a live, actually. Been a little injured, got the move in the new garage. I hope you guys like it. We got a lot to talk about tonight. It is Monday, and, I don't know if I can do as good of a job as Avatar John. This guy has been taking the wheel of the garage, and I feel like he explains it a lot better than I probably could. But let me tell you where I'm at, what we got going, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. Let's start with the big news, right? So the U.S. government opens back up, and the market erupts. I mean, we got the news yesterday. I want to say it came over crypto Twitter, probably somewhere around noon, that they've reached a deal. First, it started out in the morning, really early. I want to say 3 a.m. Trump said he's going to do a stimulus package using the, what did he say? Tariff money. So $2,000 a guy, except for high income earners. So we'll see how that really plays out. I was asking today, so what is a high income earner in today's market? There was a time 100,000 was a high income earner. I don't think that's today. 150. I think in California, you got to make 250K or you're almost considered like, struggling, right? So, what is a high income earner? We'll have to find that out. Is it 400,000? Is a million? Who knows? But anyway, that's all good. We'll figure that all out. And as I hear it, you'll hear it. So, like I said, strap in. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got the U.S. government reopening after a 40-day shutdown. Wow. It's insane. Longest in history, right? So I was wondering if we were ever going to get this thing opened back up again. The bipartisan deal was finally struck. And so what happens? The S&P rip. Well, yesterday, just on news of it, we had Bitcoin rip, Ethereum rip, Solana rip, Ultra ripping. Everything started to come back, right? So S&P pumped 1.5% today. The NASDAQ's up 2.3%. The Dow 0.8%. And about 400 billion added in market cap in one trading day. That's pretty strong, right? Traders are rotating back into equities, So we're seeing big things happening. The lights are back on in DC and the engines are back. So, I love it. I love what it did for crypto. Semiconductors, utilities, financials led the gains, right? Market breadth, solid, right? They had roughly 70% of the S&P in the green. I mean, that's strong. The DXY dropped under 100. Liquidity is the tailwind, guys. Bond yields are flat. Inflation expectations are stable. And the tone line is Wall Street is humming, right? So the engine fired clean for the first time in weeks. I mean, really. It's been fantastic. Even in the crypto world, we're seeing a little pullback as we speak right now, but I'm not that worried about it. Crypto comeback. We'll talk about the crypto market surged, right? We had a $3.44 trillion to $3.68 trillion overnight, right? So that is pretty strong. $240 billion added to the crypto market. BTC over 106K today. That's 2.6% up. Ethereum over 3,500. You had Sol over 165. On-chain data is 171K, and BTC has been withdrawn off the exchanges. The supply shock calendar, I don't know if you've been looking. So I don't know if you guys know, like I said, we got gurucryptogarage.guru. Take a look, right? We publish a lot of stuff every single day. We keep it updated. We got trench plays in there. We talk about, Christian and his crazy trench plays and Christian and his crazy things he's got going. But we also talk about, you can actually buy different picks inside that website. But it goes how much you think. I kind of built it one day and I keep it going daily. I know I need to improve it. It's antiquated. I was going to make it a little more flashy, but I think it gets a lot of done. I got a fear and greed index. I'm streaming all these APIs into it. Again, it's not like I'm a coder at heart. I do this stuff for fun. I love it. And, and if you hate it, tell me, just leave it in the comments, but if you hate it, at least be productive and say, hey, John, I hate this. This is what I don't like. Fix it. I'll fix it. I'm looking to get it better. I want to make it something cool and it's free. I give it to anybody and I'll give you my daily insights every morning. And and you will catch me. If you want to catch me, you might catch me a day that I'm busy or I'm running into work, so I won't update it. But the real-time feeds, it's got real-time feeds. So you get real-time crypto feeds, so that data is accurate. It's just sometimes my thoughts won't be there for the day. All kinds altcoin sectors. So what's going on? XRP up 11%, Cardano 8%, Pepe. I always talk about Pepe. 12%, Render and Tau 5 and 6%. Right. DeFi staking, RWA tokens picking up, a lot going on. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on. Actually, even with I heard they're going to have a clear path today that came out on ETF staking rules. So that's really cool, really exciting, even for the regular guys in TradFi. I mean, if you understand what staking is, basically you're earning interest, you're earning yield on your money as you hold it. It's nothing, stocks don't have anything like that. It's probably the only thing crypto is doing that, and that will be, just amazing. I'm excited about how that all folds out. But let's talk about where the sectors are. Right now, DePIN AI infrastructure names are outperforming ETH 2-1. Majors hold, base alts steal the show, right? The majors are holding right now, but you know how it goes. Let me just tell you. I'll tell you one thing. So how it always pumps is you're going to have BTC pump, Ethereum pumps, really then Solana. Then you go into your major caps will start to pump. Then your mid caps will go. Then your micro caps will really start going, right? So, I'm not really expecting the micro cap pump yet, but we'll get a couple more days into this if we really can keep this flow. I'm excited about what's going on. The crypto, like I said, crypto markets spring back after the shutdown ends, right? That and the stimulus, those two things, basically it's quantitative easing. They're putting a little QE in the market. So double digit gains, right? Best crypto to buy now. I still like XRP, Cardano, and Pepe. You realize that, we're coming up and I'm not like a big XRP maximist. I do believe in XRP. I see these guys on Twitter sometimes talking about $1,000 XRP. I'm like, wow, maybe. I am not the guy saying it's not possible. Anything is possible. Especially if you look at liquid supply or what's actually usable supply. I mean, there's a lot with XRP that could go down. That I see places where it could go, especially if it gets mass adoption, which it's kind of working undercover right now and possibly could. I mean, you see Swift talking about using Ledger. MasterCard just signed up with Ledger. I mean, there's a lot going on with XRP. And there's one guy, I want to say his name is Jack Clover. And I'm butchering his name. I'm sorry, brother. I'm not talking crap at all. I think you're amazing. You got some really good content. You opened my eyes to a couple things. So, hey, if it happens, I'm in. I just kept looking at market cap and I'm like, how? But, it's not impossible. So I was using scenarios like if, Swift were to change over, all these things were to change over, becomes really the world thing. It could hit these big numbers. So, but like I said, the ISO, I think, what is it, ISO 2120? I'm probably butchering that completely. Do not hold me to that. You're probably making fun of me right now. That's not it. Yeah, I know it's the ISO. I think we're 20 days away before it becomes like they have to switch. So all major banks are switching over, and all that basically is, guys, so is an easier programming language. That they're gonna that they speak in. You got to remember, these banks have been using an old school language for a long time, right? So, but what's insane is it doesn't have to be crypto theoretically to speak or understand that language. So, I mean, it would be amazing, and I really see that as the way. And XRP has really put the guardrails, and they've got the track laid, so it could be a solid in. So I'm not saying it's not at all. I would love it to be, because I hold a nice significant bag of XRP. I wish I could told you I hold a ton, but I hold a nice significant bag of XRP. And I'm a believer. Right. So let's talk about, but that's coming. Like I said, you got 20 days left. We'll see how that really goes. And I think the hype of that happening, and what's crazy is I don't see a lot of people talking about that hype. And I feel like XRP has been so surpassed recently. I feel like when it pops, it's going to pop fast, guys. So, I think you're going to see $2, $3, $4. and fight in that range. And I feel like when it breaks that $5 range, it is going to go quick. 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. You know what I mean? That again, who am I? I don't know. I'm just a guy from the garage here, but I just my call may completely be wrong, and I'm okay being wrong. I do not have to be right. I'm okay being wrong because, I love it. I just love crypto. I love what it's all about. I love the technology. I actually love using XRP. I don't know if you've used XRP or anything else on the XRP ledger. It's actually got some really cool projects on there. Hey, we're going to talk about AI, open AI. I'm a big fan of Sam Altman. I mean, I think the guy's a genius. I love to watch these guys work. I love their genius. I love what they're doing. And if you don't see OpenAI and the plays they're making, it's crazy right now. I mean, it's so obvious the plays they're making, and it's just awesome. I mean, I don't know if you guys I love playing with I play with all the video models from all the different guys who do it. And I do little reviews on AI all the time. I always talk about AI, but I love OpenAI. So let's talk about what's the new right now. So GPT-5 Codex Mini. It's fast, it's cheap, it's multilingual in its coding. It's basically a multilingual coding model, and this is mini, so it's going to be like a portable version. I don't know if you guys have used Codex at all. I've used Codex quite a bit. I even use Gemini. I use Gemini Ultra. I love it. I think it's really 2.5. Right now, I think they're getting ready to release 3. The only one I haven't really played with too much, I'm going to be honest, is Cloud. But I do a lot with even XAI, Grok. I like Grok. But Microsoft right now. So Microsoft is got humanistic super intelligence unit, domain specific ethical AI. What does that mean? I don't know. I got to really do a little more research, but that is what they're saying. Humanistic super intelligence unit. I don't know. Microsoft, I feel like Microsoft has not been in the game here, but who knows? They're a big company. Maybe they're jumping in, and maybe they've been in and just doing it undercover. I will do a little more exploring, and I'll get back to you on all what that means. I know it's hit. Google Enterprise RAG search. So let's Gemini read company data safely. So finally, finally, Google has a product that can actually find my spreadsheets. I don't know about you guys. I'm always looking for what did I do with this thing? Where did I put it? What email? Where did I place it? I'm the worst. I guess we use Google Sheets, and I'm fine with that. But right now AI is the top of the chain. I don't know if you guys had a chance to play with some of these models. Like I said, OpenAI, the things they're doing right now, Sam Altman's, he's actually reinventing the game in so many different areas. Basically, I think you've heard my take on what Sora is. Sora is like, social media. I love social media. Social media is like you get to tell your best parts of your life and show it to the world. Right? That's how I always looked at social media. I said, you can't judge someone's life by their social media post because you get to see that's a snippet, right? I mean, let's get real. I mean, I wish I could say my life was only the snippets I showed everyone. I mean, there's a lot of downtime that you're like, but some people will put it all on there. I don't usually try and put anything negative. What for what, right? You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is, so you're seeing snippets of people's life. Sora is basically TikTok, where you're not showing snippets of people's life. You're showing snippets of a reality they want. They're creating a different reality. Kind of crazy concept, right? So it's almost like being in the Matrix, right? They're creating a completely different reality. I don't know if you guys have played with it. It's fun, but it's a little, it could be changing the way we're doing things. So, I mean, that is one piece. So they're trying to take the piece of the social media. They're attacking. That's basically an attack on Meta, right? Let's talk about search engine. I mean, they've got their own. They've got the attack Chrome. They got their own browser. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to use Atlas. I mean, Atlas is a pretty cool browser. I mean, you got to remember, anyone builds something, I see OpenAI comes out with a product and they try and bust, right? So Sora was a response to VO3. VO3, very impressive, very good. And Grok just got in the game. And I may be late because I've been playing with Grok for a long time, and I did not really think Grok's image generator, nor did I like their video generation tool. I mean, it was okay, but it was like comparing it to VO3 would be like having an iPhone. I in my way, and Elon, if you somehow hear this, I'm not talking crap, because in the beginning I just was playing with it again today, and it was like a major improvement. So, but at first it was like comparing that to VO3, it was like not even the same thing. It's not even close. I mean, I can't even give you a good example. It'd be like Camry to, I don't know, Ferrari. You know what I mean? And that much difference on VO. Now the jump from VO to Sora, pretty interesting. They're closer, right, in caliber. Sora probably is a little better in video generation than VO. Anyway, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here, because I like I said, I love this stuff. But they are all, it's like they keep coming after each other. It's really kind of fun. And the coding, I don't know if you guys do with coding at all, but the coding is just is off the charts, right? And they, they all have their own niche. But what I keep saying is, so one will come out with something. So I don't know if you guys use Perplexity at all. I love Perplexity. I call Perplexity very serious, very factual, finds a lot of stuff. It searches things out. It's a very, very interesting tool, and I use Perplexity also. But I've been using Comet, which is Perplexity's browser, probably for about, right when it came out. I had an introductory, they gave it to me as a tester, right? And I love Comet. It was great. Well, GPT just basically put out Atlas. So Atlas and Comet are pretty similar. So like I said, it's like the GPT OpenAI is going after anyone and everyone in the section they're dominating in. But I think it's awesome. I think Sam Altman's doing a crazy thing. And if you look at all the billion-dollar deals this guy keeps writing, my question is, where's all this money coming from? Right? I know you just wrote $1 billion check here, $1 billion check there on infrastructure and energy and data, on data, and you made so many deals. I mean, it's cool. You signed up with CoreWeave, you signed up with, pretty much anybody doing anything it's basically trying to monopolize the market. And this is something, I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and I said, Google owned the internet, owned it. If you still think Google owns the internet, I'm challenging you. I hate to tell you, Google was everything, and probably still is somewhat, but it's lost a little bit. I think OpenAI has actually got a shot at, probably could be overthrowing Google. I mean, they are a little late to the game. They have some good tech. I can't say their stuff is bad or wrong. I enjoy it. I use it, and I think it's awesome. I like it. It's cutting edge. But I think OpenAI is going after everybody. They're going after the entire market. Pretty interesting. But you hear people say all the time, "I just ChatGPT'd it. I just ChatGPT." They won't even say it right. GPT'd it. And I laugh. I said, "Okay, I got it." And most people use GPT basically as a chat engine or a question ask. They're using it like Google. And I mean, it's so much more than that. If you really get into it, these AI is so much more. I mean, in all three. I mean, I use them all for something completely different. But I think there's so many more that are out there. But anyway, we'll go on from that. I got to talk about the trench, because I know that's why everyone's here. Everyone wants to know, what did my son, Mr. Christian XXX, actually, I told him we were going to do this live together today. And, I was actually going to do my normal video. I finally said, you know what? I haven't done a live in a long time. My arm is kind of moving. I took the cast. It's not a cast. I've been in a sling for a long time. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So I wasn't feeling it. I have a hard time moving my mouse sometimes. So I let Avatar John take the road. So I'm starting to get back in. I take the sling off, even though I'm probably not supposed to for another week or so, but I'm ahead of the game. Anyway, so here's the trench picks of the day. All right, here's what he gave me. And these aren't really trench picks. Let's just go. All right. You see, you got Radium. Radium, I said, Christian, it's not a trench pick, but he's been following these. Radium is, I don't know if you know what Radium is. Radium is actually a DEX on Solana, and it's pumping up. And Jupiter Perps is pumping. I actually use Jupiter Perps quite a bit. I like Jupiter Perps. ORE protocol, up 26%, And you got to look at Bangers on Sol. That's a micro cap. Bangers on Sol and Truth. SUI, Truth on SUI. So check out Truth on SUI. It's got, well build up and market market movement. Again, I'm not Christian, but these aren't gambles. These ones are more like I don't. If I'm going to say it live, I'm not going to try and give you ones that are kind of. I'm not giving you Christians dirty Vegas picks. I'm going to be honest. These are a little hardcore for me. These are kind of. I try and give you something that I think these could actually. You could set it and forget it because I don't want you killing me. But Radium is a pretty solid play. Jupiter Perps, very solid play. These are all on Solana. Bangers. This is the one that's a little bit higher risk. It's got a smaller market cap. But it still has almost 30,000 holders, right? It's one I'm kind of looking at, is Banger a banger? We'll find out, right? And Truth on SUI, and you know what else is kind of flagging right now, which you do your own research, do your own thing. I'm looking at Trump coin and WLFI. So those are ones that are actually been kind of pumping right now. Like I said, the market's a little bit in a pullback. I mean, we'll talk about that right now. Actually, let's just get into it. So right now I'm looking at Bitcoin chart, and the Bitcoin chart is showing you're at 105,400 right now. So the support's been between 105.4 and 104.8, right? So it looks like we're starting to bounce back. The resistance has been between 106.6 and 107.2. So let me tell you, we break 107.2, the target's going to be somewhere around 108, 108.5. That's kind of what I'm seeing. We lose that 104.8. I think we drop back down to 103.6, 102.9, right? So let me tell you, bulls are defending 105K. That's the floor for this ride right now. In fact, actually, let's talk about ETH. ETH is between 3,500 and 3,600 on the daily. That's still under the 50 EMA, and it's it equals about 3610 on the 50 EMA, right? So the support's somewhere between 3470. The resistance been 3610. So if it breaks 3610, I think we're going to slide up to 3720 to 3850, right? So that's kind of my move. That's the next leg up. But if we lose 3420, I think we could see a backslide back down to 3350, right? So that's kind of what I've been looking at. The Solana support's been around 162 right now. We're sitting at the 165 mark. And we've been playing between 164 and 166 has been the daily momentum. I want to say we've capped up at 171. I say if we supports at 158, resistance at 167.5. We break 167.5. We'll go back up to 171. We break the 171, which we bounced off of a little while ago today. I want to say you're going to see 176 to 180, right? That's the push. Lose 158, guys, and I what I'm seeing is 150 to 147. Again, none of this is financial advice, but it seems like 165 steering the wheel right now. If we break up, we accelerate. If we lose it, we spin out, guys. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? And my buddy Cardano. These are the ones I like to look at. Cardano, ADA. And everyone says, why do you look at ADA so much? I don't know. I like Charles. I like what he talks about. And I feel like he's a big cap. I probably could do one on XRP. But I've always done one on ADA. It's kind of the fourth one on my chart. Anyway, ADA, I'm looking at about the support has been between 48 and 50 cents. If we break 60 cents, guys, I see us going up to 75 cents. We lose that 48 cents and we're back down to like almost 40 cents again, 43, right? So guys, ADA is still heavy. It needs volume to punch through, but it's kind of funny. It really takes a minute for ADA to get rolling, but that's all I got. Again, none of this is financial advice. You do your own research. I feel like I had some more stuff to talk about, but I really went long here. This is a 24-minute video. Apologize, guys. Hope you guys are having a great night. Let's talk about this. So we talked about liquidity's light. Let's just keep it rolling. The government market's open, guys. The lights are green. Let's keep it rolling right now. If again, I hope you like the show. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat. Let me know. Any comments. But remember, check out the cryptogarage.guru. It's totally free. And most important, guys, let it rip.